And there are neighbors whose homes were not damaged by the explosion, but who have been struggling with a sense of well-being since then.
Our Night Beat reporter David McAnally returned to the Richmond Hill area this evening. He spoke with neighbors and even first responders who say they hope the trial finally brings them some closure.
What remains of the Richmond Hill crime scene is 3 hours from the courtroom where testimony is coming down this week, but there are still plenty here who can give their own testimony. In the Richmond Hill area, it's all coming back.
If you just looked over there, you saw a huge fireball. It was just fire.
With the trial finally underway, almost 3 years after the alleged deadly arson for hire, burned-in memories return for folks like Erica Litz. When you hear sirens like now going by out there, you still think about it?
Not as much as I did like right after. It took me a couple months afterwards to, kind of not freak out every time you heard a siren go by.
For Erica and others, the trial may reawaken emotions they've kept in check.
That was so unbelievable. It just made me so angry to put all that fear into everybody and to do it just because of money and everything. It's disgusting.
You can see her anger build as she talks. First responders testified Tuesday about struggling to reach the victims who died, calling for water, trying to save lives.
A lot of us got to hear that incident as it unfolded.
The Wayne Township firefighters were not at Richmond Hill, but they did move south that night to support IFD if needed. They remember the deadly drama on fire radio.
Got to hear the tension in the voice of some of the men and women that were there.
Impressed with their professionalism, they also know reliving it on the witness stand may be tough for some of the first responders, but
they say it's a brotherhood, it's a family. It is, because we lean on each other a lot. When you go through incidents like that, it makes you closer.
And with justice closer for the suspects, Erica hopes all the neighbors and victims find resolution.
They did a very horrible thing, and it affected a lot of people.
Erica's story, the story of the first responders in the courtroom today, all proof that you don't really have to have been a resident here at Richmond Hill to have been a victim of Richmond Hill. David McAnally, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
Mark Leonard is the first of 5 people to face trial in the Southside explosion case. We have extensive coverage of the trial and background of the case posted at WTHR.com. You can read all of our past stories, watch a video, and see a timeline of events.